I had to make this video because I'm at VidCon right now, and I've been meeting a lot of people who are creators, either very successful or just starting out. I see how happy a lot of these kids are just running through the convention and being very excited about meeting some other creators and just overall being there around other people who are very, very creative. I realize that I fucking lost magic a little bit. Like, I'm seeing how excited these kids are, and I'm like, damn, when was the last time that I got really excited about creating? And I've had this love-hate relationship over the last couple of years with making videos, and I'm like, why is that? You know, am I getting too logical? Am I just lazy? That was up until yesterday, where I had a conversation with this guy. He was like this short little guy with big blue bottle Coke glasses, you know, like the ones that just look massive, and his energy was great. So anyways, the point I'm trying to make is I'm talking to this guy and I'm like, hey, you know, tell me about yourself. Like, what brings you to VidCon? And it's like, oh, my kid, he loves VidCon, and I produced this cooking show. And it's like, oh, cool, that's really dope. And I was like, well, what do you do? And he was like, well, I have a company that's a payments processor for Jack in the Box and Wendy's and a few other fast food chain restaurants. And his company makes like 100 million a year or some crazy stupid number. And I was like, holy fuck, dude. You know, I just stared at him and I was like, damn. And I was like, dude, let me ask you, you know, you've had all this ridiculous success, and you're at this point in your life where you don't really have to do anything. You won the game. What would you tell your younger self? And he thought about it for a while, and he was like, be obsessed. Be obsessed with whatever you do. Like, be obsessed about the craft. Whatever that is, like anything you put your name to, just make it the best that it can be. And the only real way to do that is like if you are genuinely, like the thing that you're doing fires you up. Now, this kind of sounds like follow your passion, I guess, in a way, but obviously he was very skilled in what he was doing. And that's another thing that we kind of talked about, like, hey, if you already have, you know, that intuition, that proclivity for whatever the fuck you're doing, why aren't you doubling down? Like, if this is actually something you want to do, just fucking go all in and be obsessed with what you're doing. And he was like, well, tell me, why did you want to, you know, pick up a camera in the first place? And he transported me back to, you know, the moment that I probably think about more often than not, which is I picked up a camera because I wanted to be like my heroes. I wanted to make the movies of my childhood. That's really what it was. And there was something about the image of seeing all these young kids run around, you know, with their cameras, being so excited to shoot the videos they were shooting or streaming or meeting their creators. You could hear crowds roaring in the background, like when their favorite creator goes on stage. I guess I want to get to the point of, I am going to be 30 this year. And I was like, damn, that's a pretty big number, 3 decades, 30 times around the sun. I don't think necessarily like that means anything. Yeah, it's just a round number, if anything. But I don't know why. Like, it's fucking 11:30 right now, and I'm making this video because it just struck me. Hey, dude, look at all these kids having fun. Go back to being a kid. Go back to being like obsessed with, you know, your creative process. And this idea just kind of woke me up. And I wake up, I'm on my laptop, and I was like, let me write some ideas for videos, because I haven't done that in a minute. Like, what would Jim Carrey make if he was my age and he was living today, you know, in 2025? And how can I mix that with stuff that I like? And it started becoming like this really fun project. And I think it's so easy to get very practical. And it's part of my job, which sucks, because it's like, I think it's hard to turn off, like, well, is this really gonna work, or is this not gonna work? What was the point of fucking making it? You know, and I think about it, and it's like, am I just like in prison with this idea that I have to, everything I touch turns to gold? Like, oh, it has to get 1 million views. It has to be a super viable option. And I was like, dude, kids aren't fucking thinking about that shit. They're looking at their favorite creators and they're excited to just pick up a camera and make stuff. And I want to go back to that energy where I'm just excited to make things. And that's all I care about. And it just hit me. I'm like, dude, I have the money. You know, I'm not super rich or anything, but it's like, you know, I have enough money. I have my own apartment. I have cameras. What is wrong? And I was like, oh my God, I fucking lost what it felt like to be excited to just create. I feel very excited, which is it's kind of rare for me these days. That's another conversation as well. But yeah, I don't know. I love seeing how excited other people get about their stuff they're making and how obsessed they are. And even this guy, he was telling me, I was like, I'm just so happy that I got to live this exciting life and how lucky I got, and that he loved programming and that he made this payment processor. And now he's like wanting to be a producer. And, you know, people who are genuinely successful in my eyes is like this guy. And I wish I got his contact. It didn't even dawn on me. Making it to me is like you wake up and you're just excited to do something. I don't know. There was a voice in the back of my head. It's like, hey, dude, you know, what's going on? And it's like, oh, you're not pushing yourself. Dude, you're not maxing out your potential. And I think if you don't listen to that voice, you end up resenting life and the people in it. And it doesn't matter what you have, because the reality is going to be stuck in the back of your head of like, hey, you know, you're way more capable than this shit. You can fool everyone, but you're not going to be able to lie to yourself. And the voice just started getting really loud these couple days. And then when I talked to this guy, it just snapped. Like, fuck, I need to take this seriously, and I need to get really obsessed about the craft of filmmaking. I need to get really obsessed about making movies, about telling stories, about being like my favorite actors. It's like, dude, if I actually want to survive, really, because I don't see me living a life where I don't pursue this relentlessly. I just have to accept the cost of it. And I think the cost of it is like, you're going to have to sacrifice a lot of things. You're going to have to sacrifice your current life, your old life, and kind of become like this new person. If you're not going to be obsessed about it, then what's the point? I just have like this maybe blind confidence in a way that I'm sure I'm going to be able to like tell these amazing stories that are going to change the world. And I don't want to let any doubt into my head, because I've gotten too practical. Dude, fuck everyone. If there's a voice in your head telling you that you can't do something, tell it to fuck off. And anyone for that matter. Like if somebody tells you you can't do something, dude, tell them to suck a bag of dicks. Life is too fucking short to not be a dreamer. And I think that's what I fucking lost. I see all these kids running around with their cameras. They're dreaming. They're dreamers. They're thinking about like their obsession, the stuff that they're making. They want to be like their heroes. When the fuck did caring stop being cool? Fuck you. I care so much. I care so much about being the best filmmaker that I can be. I want to be like my heroes. I want to be like my favorite actors. Holy shit. I guess I get emotional just because I think about that, and I'm like, dude, it is so easy to get practical. Fuck practicality. Like, keep your magic, because I think there's a point where there's a fork in the road, and you decide whether you're gonna bury your dreams and you're gonna be following like a very, you know, orthodox life, very convenient life. I don't want anything in my life to be fucking normal. Anything that's normal is boring. I want to be able to reach for the stars. So anyways, this got a little bit too preachy, but this is more for a video for me. Phil, you're gonna watch this video a year from now, and I hope to fucking God that you have the balls to actually be obsessed with filmmaking and pursue it as hard as you can with all your fucking heart. And just do that. Fuck the outcomes. Fuck winning an Oscar. Fuck getting 1 million subscribers and all that. Just be obsessed with being the best filmmaker that you can, with being the best actor that you can, with being the best writer that you can. So watch this video a year from now. I'm going to set a reminder. And yeah, hopefully, I don't know where you're gonna be, and it doesn't really matter if you're not like this big star or anything. It matters that you were obsessed. So as long as you were obsessed with filmmaking, I'm happy, and I consider that a success. All right, bye. See you next week. Love you like a headache.